I'm calling it farrow farming. I got frustrated because I've tried and tried and tried and nothing would work. So then I just took the seeds and I was like, ah! And it worked. So today I'm going to experiment with acid compost. I'm very excited about this because I've unsuccessfully tried to grow blueberries for a while now, and this may be the missing ingredient. So let's get started. Okay, so this is a bunch of pine needles that I've been saving from past Christmas trees that we've had. It looks pretty good. And reading about this acidic compost, another thing you can put in here are coffee grounds. Look at that. Look at those coffee grounds. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Mmm, makes me want to eat them. So, and also, besides the coffee grounds, I got some lemons. Because the worms don't like the lemons and they're acidic. And I was like, what can I do to use these lemons? Because I don't want to throw them away. I want to be as sustainable as possible. So I thought, oh, let's try the acid compost. So here we are. That's all right. I can get down in there good. Yeah, there we go. Maybe one more. We don't want the compost to be too close to the top. We want it to get down in there because it's all about the roots. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this. I'm going to throw it down in there. Take a little bit more of this. I'm going to throw it down in there. I'm gonna take some of these coffee grounds. I'm gonna throw the paper in with my worms because it's carbon and we're trying to be as acidic as possible. So here are the lemons. We're gonna dump them right in the hole just like that. No big whoop-de-doo. We're gonna put some more of this acidic stuff in, the pine needles. Stir it up good. And I'm not gonna be skimpy on the pine needles because I got tons of them. And we need to get them used up, so we'll just fill this nice full. Maybe one or two more. Oh, that's good stuff down here in the bottom. Yeah. So what we're gonna do with the blueberry plant is, because I'm impatient, is we're just gonna go ahead and plant it today instead of waiting. And hopefully what's gonna happen is the acidic compost is gonna decompose, and then by the time the roots grow down, it's gonna be the right pH balance. And my blueberries are gonna be some happy, happy blueberries. So let's get to it. Super easy here. So you can see where I put pine needles on top of this earlier this year when I got the blueberries. Okay. So we're just gonna go like this, loosen it up a little. And it should pop right out. Slide this guy right there like that. Maybe we're gonna make it like that. That looks good. Okay, here we go. And we're just gonna put the dirt back in. So now what we'll do, just to be a little extra safe about the whole situation, is we'll take some more of this pine needles and we'll just put them around the plant. That'll do a couple things. It'll also help make the soil acidic, and it'll also protect it from the elements. And now we get the best part of gardening, which is the waiting. We get to wait for the blueberries to grow. And there you have it.
While Gary's outside experimenting with acid compost to grow blueberries, I decided to make some experimental blueberry, cranberry, walnut, oat bran muffins. So this is a cup of plant-based milk. I used pea milk and some hemp milk because I didn't have enough of either one. And I'm going to add a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar to it so that it will curdle. So there we go. Just stir that up for a second. And over here I have all my dry ingredients in this bowl. I have oat bran, whole wheat flour, brown sugar, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. And I'm just going to whisk those together. I've preheated my oven to 350 and I put some cupcake liners in the muffin tin. You could also grease it if you wanted to. And then over here I have the wet ingredients. So I have a 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of applesauce. I made this from one of the apples from our tree. I also threw in 2 teaspoons of lemon juice because that keeps it from turning brown. This is avocado oil. You could use any kind of vegetable oil. So I'm mixing up the wet ingredients in this little bowl here. I'm also going to add a tablespoon of maple syrup. And then we're going to mix these wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. So I'm going to make a little hole in the center of the dry ingredients here. And I'm going to put the wet ingredients into the center of it. I'll just dump this bowl here. And then I'm going to add this milk. See, it's curdled. The plant milk and the apple cider vinegar sort of curdled the milk. I'm going to pour that into the center as well. And then I'm going to mix it all up. That looks about right. And now I'm going to add the blueberries and the cranberries. This is the fun part. There we go. And now I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup of walnuts for a little protein. And then I'm going to gently mix them together. Look how good that looks. These are gonna be so delicious. I love how the red and blue berries look together. I'm gonna pop these into the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. And I cannot wait for these muffins to come out of the oven because they're gonna be so delicious. I might even have to have a couple before Gary comes inside because he's a muffin monster.